Hi there, I am Blackbright, and I wanted to talk to you today about a article that was sent to me from a colleague. And in the article, it was saying that, let me read out what it said. The 2014 Cupid survey said that Black women were ranked the least attractive by straight male Cupid users. And it made me wonder why somebody would make an issue out of that. Why would somebody, this girl Maya, decided to write an article? Apparently she was asking different types of men, if they found Black people attractive, and then they deemed that they found mixed race attractive, but not Black women attractive. And it was all based on how many swipes a Black woman got on this survey in online dating. Now, there could be a number of reasons why Black women are not swiped on. I know initially it's based on looks, but I know in my history, I've scanned on people that I'm not interested on. And yeah, because I prefer Black men, I bypass all the white people. Does that mean I'm racist? No, the same way that everybody's got a preference. So if people are not swiping on Black women, why does that have to be a racial bias? Why has this woman decided to write that it has racial connotations? Now, she is mixed race apparently, and she feels that when somebody says to her that they've chosen her because they like the shade of her skin and the colour of her hair, she doesn't like that. It makes her feel uncomfortable. It makes her feel as though they don't want her for who she is. But women always have that problem anyway, regardless of race. You get men who stare at women's boobs. They don't see their face. And women, you get lots of complaints about men not wanting women for their brains or their intelligence. They just want them for their looks. So what makes this situation any different? What makes it any different? Why would they deem Black women being unattractive just because she gets less swipes? Sometimes it makes me very, very frustrated because it sends a negative message. And what else I see is we have in the UK, we have a programme. It's run by Patrick McGuinness and it's called Take Me Out. And on that, you'll see a panel of about 20 women, maybe about 4 Black women out of them. And from I've been watching it, those Black women never get asked out. I could say, and sometimes I feel sorry for them. I think, bloody hell, man, why'd you put yourself through that? But sometimes I think, they're just not that individual person's taste. But then I think to myself, neither Black nor white choose these Black women. And then you find that there was one that was a lawyer, and a lawyer came down, a Black guy. Well, he looked a bit mixed race, to be honest. And she was saying she's a lawyer and they got a lot in common. Her light was the first one to go out. He pressed it out. He didn't want to know. You can say to yourself, is it because they find Black women unattractive? Or is it because we are perpetuating that negative stereotype? To be honest, I don't know why Black women would put themselves in that position of being chosen. To me, it reminds me of them putting themselves on the auction block, having people bid against them and they're rejected and, abused and all that kind of stuff, time and time again. Because why would you put yourself through that? Surely you can put yourself in a position where you chose. Now, if Patrick McGuinness switched it over and allowed women to choose, I wonder how that would pan out. There again, these women might choose men who, well, mind you, it would work better because men would have to keep their lights on if they were interested in that woman. So it's more than likely that that woman would get chosen if the situation was reversed. And I just think that because the men have got so much choice that they are, and you know, when those women leave their lights on, you are going to go for the one who looks most sexist, most attractive. And sometimes some of those women are really, really, really attractive. And if a man is going for the visual, he is going to go for them. But is it racial bias? We had a situation also, we have a program called Love Island. I think it does go all the way around the world. I'm not sure. But we had a black girl on there. Her name was Samira. And she was on there for weeks and no men chose her until there was an uproar. You know, everybody was saying, oh, it's racial bias, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, she didn't want a black man. She wanted a white man. And the white men who came onto the island, I don't want to say they weren't interested in black women, but there were other women in there who they were more attracted to. So she was left on the lurch. But after so many complaints, all of a sudden a white guy goes in there who happens to be interested in Samira, and they kick it off. And are they together now? No. I don't know if it was a setup. I don't know if it was orchestrated to appease the viewers. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is people have preferences. The same way white people want to stay with white, black people, some black people want to stay with blacks, and you have those who want to cross over. But it should not mean that because black women get less swipes, it's because they're less attractive. Because I don't think that is true. Are they doing it pro rata? Black women to the number of black white women? Are they doing it, you know, on as a whole? Or are they just selecting random and saying, oh, well, you know, these black women, they don't get as many swipes. And even if they don't get as many swipes, so what? What does that mean? It doesn't mean squat. And I don't think black women should take it personally. I don't think black women should look on it and say, oh, you know, it means I am unattractive. It means that I'm not wanted, blah, blah, blah. They've already got enough to carry because on the one hand, we're getting that message that black men, you know, are worthless. They're criminals. They're either in gay or in jail. They're either married or, you know, there's so many, you know, they're dossers, they're lazy, they haven't got a job. These are the messages black women are getting. So if this is true, why don't we see that played out when they're with our white counterparts? It's not true. Black men are not like that, but we are made to believe that is what we are. That is what they are. They're also sending out the message to black men that black women are aggressive, that we're independent, that we don't need them, that we don't want them, and all this kind of stuff. And they're pitting us together, this divide and rule tactic. And why are they doing that? To dilute the gene pool, because they want to make the world lighter. They don't want any dark Negroes. They want the lighter Negroes. I've noticed recently how many interracial adverts. We didn't even used to have black people on TV. Now all of a sudden, you know, we get very, very few two black couples on the TV in the commercials. The majority of them are interracial. What is that? What is the subliminal message there? The interracial relationships, that is the way to go. Black women, the black women, black men are no good. Your best option is to go with a white man. well, the black guys are already going with white women. They didn't need much encouragement. But black women need more encouragement because we are more loyal to our own race. The majority of us are. So, and they realise that. So what are they doing? They're creating a situation where we have given up on our black men and we do not believe that they are worthy or that they have any value. And because of that, a lot of women are crossing over. And that is what the intention is. That is what the agenda is. So we have to be very careful about the messages we receive. And when I saw that, I thought, what is the agenda behind putting that on big BBC, saying that black women are deemed less attractive because of the number of swipes? Apparently Tinder gets 1.6 billion swipes a day. They didn't say how many swipes black people have, black women have. They didn't break it down. And even in those statistics where they were talking about black women having less swipes, why didn't they say, okay, there are 1.6 billion users on Tinder. Out of that 1.6 billion, 90% of whites get swiped on, and 7% of Asian get swiped on, and 3% of blacks get swiped on. At least you've got an image and you know that they've done their homework. But when they make a blanket statement like that, you know, and deliberately to make us feel unattractive, I don't think that's right. And I don't think black women should take that on. You know, and I don't think black women should subject themselves to online dating personally. Because why put yourself in a position where you have to be chosen only to feel rejected, only to have somebody say, I don't want you, I don't like the way you look. When you can choose who you want, you are in a position to choose. If you're confident enough, if you have something to offer a relationship, you can choose. You don't need online dating, because I tell you something, it's not good for your ego. It's not good for your ego. And some people, they do hit it off. Don't get me wrong. You do have a few successful relationships, and you do have a few successful relationships that are black on black relationships. They're not all the same. But when you look at statistics like that and things come out at you stating that we're unattractive, and that's why we get less swipes, I don't like that. I have to challenge that because it's not true. Anyway, that's all for now. Yeah, just one more thing. We have somebody called, we have this program called Gogglebox in the UK, and it's where people watch TV, and you know, the actual viewers, they can become famous just by watching TV and entertaining us because they make their little comments. Anyway, there's a black girl on there. Well, it was actually two black girls to start off with, and one of them went off and did a career, and she left one black girl on there. Anyway, this black girl is now a celebrity in quotes, and she went on to this thing called First Dates, and she is now looking for a partner. And so they set her up with this white guy. Obviously, this white guy doesn't mind black women because they obviously asked them their preferences. Anyway, when Sandra went on First Dates, I don't know if it was edited to make her look like the negative stereotype, but anybody watching that program would have thought that that black woman's behaviour was appalling. Number one, she said, oh, I don't know the difference between English and, Irish and Scottish. What are you? And then she said something, oh, can you still, ooh. And then when he didn't understand what she meant, she kept on repeating it. And then she had this lustful look after him. And when she found out that he wasn't interested in her, she was absolutely shocked. And I thought to myself, you know, that had nothing to do with her colour. that had to do with her behaviour. And yes, they could have edited it so we saw the worst side of that dating experience. But the fact of the matter is, the parts that we did see wasn't flattering. So we have to put things into context. It's not necessarily colour all the time. It's not necessarily race all the time. Sometimes it's what we're being fed. Sometimes it's how things are being edited. And there's a lot of mitigating factors why things are the way they are. So don't let's get it twisted, peeps. And black women, you're beautiful. Okay? Ciao for now.